Okay guys, here we are again. In these last lessons we're gonna complete the material for these two buildings and also prepare the scene for the final render and post-produce this render in Photoshop. So let's begin. First of all, I want to create a concrete material for the measure parts of these buildings. So I'm gonna create a new Vray advanced material, name it concrete as usual. I have already a material for a texture for this material. It's a simple concrete texture, and I put it on this layer. Now I can copy this one to create a little bit of bump. Maybe we can try to see what happens without any shader. Okay, I think it's a good start. Maybe we can increase the contrast a bit, 0.3, and reduce a bit the white point to increase the contrast to 0.8. Maybe 0.2 is good because I don't want a very creepy concrete. So reactivate my texture and put it on my first part of the building. Okay, for a quickest render I wanted to disable my grass to have a quickest result in my render preview. Oh, sorry, I have. Okay, let's work. And I think my texture is a bit flat, but maybe it's too white, so I can stop it. And let's click them. I multiply it in mix mode in diffuse layer, activate my specular color, reduce glossiness to about 0.55, maybe can be good, and brightness of 60% works well for me, I think. Okay, now I want to create wood material for the measure parts of this building. So I want to create a new shader with a bridge advanced material, name it as usual wood. I have these pranks, maybe I want to use it with a variation shader for these parts here, but in this case I want to create a basic wood with this texture here. Sorry, I'm gonna put it on diffuse layer, sorry. Okay, copy this one, go to bump, paste it here and activate the bump shader and put it on under filter map. So I'm gonna desaturate it a lot to at all, sorry, and increase a bit of contrast. Okay, copy this one, go to my specular and paste it on my specular color texture. Activate specular. I think it's too dark for the effect I want to have, so I reduce a bit the contrast, and I think it's a good start. So I'm gonna, in the specular layer parameter in reflection glossiness, and put it down to 0.65. Maybe we could have a good result with it, and maybe we can try to put it on the correct place of my building and see what happens. Okay, it's a good start here. Maybe we can try to put it on these parts too. I think we have wrong direction UVs, so I grab these two. Okay, see, we can try to put it on. Maybe we can try with cubic one. There we go. I think it's better position of UVs, so I can try to tile it properly and see. I think it's a good start. Okay, now I want to create, maybe we can try to create a copy of this concrete to create a little bit of variation. Maybe in this diffuse layer texture I want to add a new layer, and I want to put here a dirt map. Maybe we can try with this dirt, put it up here, put it on top of it. Maybe we can try to multiply it to create a little bit of variation in my concrete. Maybe we can find the correct proportion for it by tweaking a bit these two maps. Maybe I think it's good, and I want to apply it to these parts and also these parts here. Let's do the same to this one. Okay, as you can see I have a little bit of problem on my UVs, so I select these parts. Okay, make a group to find properly these parts here. Let's see if we have already selected all these parts. Yes. Select all the tanks and make it cubic projections. And maybe we can try to see what happens with 2x2 projection map. I think it's good. Here you can see we must see a little bit of tiling, but in our view I think it doesn't matter for me. As you can see here, it's work good. Okay, now it's time to tricks a bit for my windows. So I wanna, maybe we can try to see what happens with my wood. I think it works well. I don't wanna be super precise in this kind of thing, but maybe we can try to add this one to be good. Okay, maybe we can create a new shader. Advanced material, name it Windows 01, and maybe we can try to simulate maybe a dark metal windows. So we can try to 15% of brightness on my diffuse color, specular layer on, make it more blurry reflection, and increase the Fresnel IOR to 3, and reduce a bit of the brightness to create an ironish style. Maybe we can try to 65%, can be good, and assign this one to my windows. So it's a test and a quick tutorial, so feel free to create your style for your windows as you want. For these parts here, maybe we can try to change a bit the styles. So I want to create, maybe we can try to do also this one on this this part's here metal and this is wood, and let's see what happens. So I want to applicate it to all my windows. Okay, I want to go to quick shading to see better in my preview mode. Okay, same here, and here, just to be precise, because in this case this side of the building is not visible in my render, but we want to be precise it. Okay, and I think these parts I want to make it wood. Oh, terrible UVs, but we can fix it later. So I want to undo these things, select all the parts here, merge it in a group with RG. Okay, I don't want this subdivision because this model is good without any subdivisions for me. So I'm gonna apply my wood to this group and make it a UV to cubic. I think it's a good start for it. Okay, it's not very precise, but for me it works good to at this kind of stage. I want to add to these parts here the second concrete, create a nice contrast with the main roofs, main concrete walls, sorry. And after it I want to apply wood to all this kind of things. I think the UVs are on the wrong way, so I'll select it, down here, maybe you can try with cubic. Doesn't change a lot, so I'm gonna activate this tool here and rotate my UVs. As you can see, I have the right flow for my texture now. Reduce a bit my tiles to create a little bit of movement on it. There we go. I think I wanna change the UVs also on this. Woods 2, 1, 2, and also to these parts here. So I'm gonna create, select it, go to my, where is it? Here we are. I'm going to change it to cubic, make it twice to have a bit of better texture. And I think it's time to rotate it by 90 degrees on green axis. Okay, I think it's worked well. Yeah, good. Now it's time to see what happened in my renderings after. The only thing to do before start render is to set a double material for this frame here. So I'm gonna we also have these parts here. Maybe we can try to see what happens if I'm going into concrete for quick results, but it doesn't matter because I don't see it. Okay, maybe we can try to create a new shadow, advanced material, name it like wood 02. In this layer I want to have a little bit of tricks with an we can try with Vray bridge multi-texture. Okay, we have the default texture for our wood, maybe this one. Okay, in the texture 0 I want to add this one. Let's do here. Add another shader. We have the last one to create a little bit of variation on my shader. So maybe we can try to add a little bit of specularity to it. Maybe we can try with 0.6 and a specularity IOR of 1.3, just to have a little bit of variation with the reflection colors. And maybe we can try to see. Okay, in this kind of things, I think this texture are split up on my model with phase by variation tags. So I think maybe we can try and see what happens now. So I want to apply it to this one, this two, this one, and maybe this one. Okay, and see what happens with the default settings. So I'm going to start the render now. Okay, I think we have some randomness on our faces, so I'm pretty happy with it. I think we can use this material also on these parts here and see what happens. So I wanna also change a bit the variation of my interior, so I want to make it these parts here, these windows here, maybe grayish one or something else. Let's see what happens. So I stop the render. As you can see in my preview, my workspace, with transparency I don't see the object behind it, so I want to select my glasses, see where is it in my, okay, this, so I put it up here to see better, disable it. Okay, and now we can try to add a little bit of variation on these parts here, the windows, and also this Venetian style windows too. So I wanna go out of my camera. First of all, I wanted to change this material to, maybe we can try with this wood. I think it's not a good idea. Maybe we can try to use this, a copy of this. Maybe we can add maybe we can try to add a little bit of contrast with other woods. So I wanna go to my filter and maybe we can try to add a bit of, increase a bit of the saturation and make it more reddish. So I'm going here, I think it's a good start. Do the same on the other one, increase a bit of saturation, go to the reddish one, and maybe we can try to increase a bit saturation. Okay, as you can see, if I swap from one to the other woods, I have a little bit of variation on my shadow. I think also in this case I want to add a bit of saturated images to this, so maybe we can try to see if it works with a layer. Maybe we can try to add hue saturation gamma. Maybe we can fix it here. Add a bit of saturation. Think it's can be good. Okay, let's see what happens now. Okay, now we create a simple Vray bridge advanced material for these parts here. Make it windows, Venetians, add a bit of reflection and make it 90%, 95% of brightness, and assign it to these parts here. For this fabrics windows, we want to create a different brush material, so I want to create a new Vray bridge, advanced material, create, name it fabric windows, just for fabric windows. Add Fresnel layer to heat, so I'm going to add a layer, go in it, shader, Fresnel. Oh, sorry, I wanna add shader color, put it down there, make it a bit different color, maybe try with it. Yes, maybe we can try with this kind of bluish color here. Create a little bit of variation, put it on screen, reduce by 50% the amount of my Fresnel. Maybe we can try to add this to my fabric. Maybe we can try to have a randomness on it. Okay, create a new one and change a bit color. Okay, maybe we can try with a widest thing. Okay, add to all my fabrics. There we go. Simple way to increase a bit of the realism. So I'm going to see what happens in my render. Okay, I think we have to reduce a bit the brightness of these materials here of the fabrics, because we have total white burning out spots of light, so I wanna change a bit these things. As you can see, we don't have the windows right now, but I'm pretty happy also with my woods here, because I have more saturated woods that increase the contrast with my windows, with my concrete, so I think it's a good start. Okay, so stop it. I want also to change a bit the variation of my concrete, so let's do this one to 90%, this one multiply 90%. Okay, so we have fixed up this overexposure area here and here, I think. Now, as you can told you before, I wanted to create a little bit of variation on my concrete, so I want to use Vradiate. Maybe we can try to a radius of 50 centimeters for this scene. Works good. Sorry, I wanna to copy this one. Where? Okay, right click on texture, copy, activate Vray, put it on here. This is our basic texture, I think. Okay, and with the maybe you can try a different approach. So we can pass it here, clear this one. Okay, works good. So paste the concrete texture on unoccluded color. So in the unoccluded part, work texture it with this one, and with for the occluded color, I think this one can be good again. So I put it down there. Okay, and maybe we can try to 25 centimeter. And do the same on this one. So I want to copy this one, use Vray, go to unoccluded color and paste it. Okay, that's work good. And drag and drop the same here on occluded color and put it on 25 centimeter. 2. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, the texture doesn't work very good because we have some problem with base of material, so I think we have to put it the texture also in the text of folder to obtain the right result. But as you can see in this area, you can see we have a little bit of dirt in these parts here and here, and I think it's what I want to see. So stop the render, go to my concrete, copy this unoccluded and this paste here. Okay, do the same with the other one, copy, click, paste. Okay, I think we have resolved the problem. And also I want to show my glasses, so reactivate it and see what happened in my render now. We have again the same problem, so this is not the right thing to correct, so I want to change a bit, so stop it. Let's find out our problem. So clear this unoccluded color. Maybe we can try to clear this one too. But I think this is important, so undo all these things. So I think we have a problem of exposure that I have in previous map. I have tricks out with multiplying this texture, so I'm gonna to fix this on my on my texture. I want to create a layer, sorry, not a layer, a filter, and we can try to reduce a bit the brightness to -20. Maybe can works good, or and increase a bit of contrast to 20%. Okay, go in here, copy this one and replace this one. paste. I will also darkening up a bit this texture. By a in a quickest way like this. Okay, I think it can be a little bit good, better, sorry. Maybe we can try to add it on a layer, the color to it, done a mid-tone gray, set it up to multiply. Maybe we can try to do the inverse thing, so multiply this one. Okay, I think it's more well, this 70% is good. Okay, save it, go to my concrete and do the same things. Add a fill to it, minus 20, 20, too much. 5% increase in contrast, and this can be good. Copy this one, paste this one, copy this one, and paste it. Okay, I think it's good. Maybe we can try to minus 10, because I don't want a very dark concrete variation. Okay. Okay, I hope we fix the problem now and see what happens in my render. Okay, I have fixed my problem with overexposed area on my concrete parts. I think it's very good. Maybe we can try to, I think it's also the occlusion here works well. I really like it. If you compare this one that does not have any occlusion, this one is more very realistic. So I think it's a good start. For this kind of tutorial, it works very well. I think I want to fix a bit these parts here that's with the black color. It's not work very well, so I put in simply in my own a little plane to fix it under the window. So I stop it. I activate my grasses. Maybe we can try to reduce a bit our dimension for my render to have a quicker results. And also I want to activate my grass. Okay, let's see what happens now. As you can see, by activating all my trees and my grass, I have fixed a bit the problem here. I think this works a little bit well. You can try to dirt it up in post-production a bit. And I think for these settings everything is good. So the last thing to do is add a little bit of cloudy sky in the background. So I stop it. I also have a map here. So to do this, I'm gonna go to my Vray bridge environment settings, and maybe we can try to add a little bit of override here. I also tested it in this scene with another texture, so I want to activate this one, but we want to change this kind of texture, so I'm going to replace it with this one. Leave it on spherical, I think is work. Good. Copy. This one, paste it. Okay, I think it's good. And maybe we can try to replace also the environment, so I can maybe we can try, but I to replace the environment background. Maybe with a multiplier of 5 can be good. Go to my light, and on my V-Ray light, under sunlight, we have to turn it off all these three settings. Only leave GI environment on override. That's because I want to have this mood gives me by the physical sky and sun, but I want to override the reflection and also the background environment to have a bit of realism increase. So let's start the render and see what happens. Maybe I can delete all this test here. Okay. And I think it's can be a little bit too much darker, so I stop it. And I think we must take a different approach doing this kind of things. So I want to override again the background image, going here and clear this one, only leave this one on override reflection and reflection, create a new plane, simply rotate it by 90 degrees and 40 degrees like this, put it down under my heels, make it bigger on my axis, put it on properly in sync, make it wider, and let's try to create a new shader, advanced material, name it background, and to this texture. Okay, this can be good. And let's see what happens if we put it on frontal. Don't like this. So camera mapping. Doesn't work. Leave the same settings on UVs on frontal and UV mapping and see what happens. Our test. At this one we can add a Vray composite pack because I don't want to cast shadow, receive shadows, generate GI, and maybe we can try to leave these kind of things on and see what happens in my render now. I think it's better settings than before, but I think it's a little bit overcasted area here, so maybe we can try to move the texture and see what happens. So stop it. Maybe we try to move it up a bit and move it like this. Maybe we can try to reduce by 0.5 the received GI value. I think we have a little bit of problem on reflection now, so I think we can try to increase the power of these maps in my reflection environment to see better, but maybe we can try to fix it later, or maybe we can try it now to see what happened in my render with this moved sky. I think it's better than before. Maybe we can try to add a bit of GI on it, so I want to stop the render again for the last time. I think set it up on 0.75, go to my environment settings under the Vray bridge settings, reflection and refraction, set it up to maybe 20 to increase the power of it, and see what happens now. Okay, nothing changed, so yes, we have a little bit of pronunciation of my dark spot, and I think can be good. Maybe we can try a little tricks, so stop it, and we add a point light in this building here and see what happens if we increase a bit of lighting here. It to have a better results in my Windows 8 because they are too dark now. Okay, so go to Vray bridge, light. Maybe you can try with an Omni light, Vray Omni light. Put it in this window like this. Raise it up like here. I think it can be good. Maybe we try to don't see it my render. We can try to maybe increase intensity. Maybe not. Let's see what happens in my. We can try a little quick. Oh gosh, render region. Too low. Maybe we can try to increase a bit this one. Maybe we can try to increase it very highest to 10, for example. See what happens. Render region. Okay, I think we have fixed this problem. I think it's a good amount. Maybe you can try to have a little bit of a penumbra inside, so I want to set this intensity to 5 by reducing by an half and start the final render, I think. Let's compare with the previous one. I think it's very well, and I think we have to duplicate these lights under the instances, and after doing this we can move on post-produce this scene in Photoshop with a little bit of tricks in camera raw, and maybe we can try a little bit of dirt and lightning effects on it. So let's see on Photoshop. Okay, as you can see here in Photoshop we have the final image rendered out on Cinema 4D and Vray, and now we can adjust a little bit this image to have a better result with some post-production in Photoshop. Usually for me, when I start to post-produce an image in Photoshop, I correct a bit the overall exposure with camera raw and some other details. So I'm going to filter, camera raw filter, and let's try to increase a bit the exposure. Maybe we can fix maybe we can try to fix a bit colors, highlights, maybe increase darkness of shadows a bit. increase the white to create a nice contrast. Maybe we can try to decrease a bit clarity. Maybe we can try to add a little bit of vibrance to it. And we wanna reduce a bit this amount of noise in this picture, because I use a quicker render settings, so I increase the noise reduction, and I think the whole details, the noise is good. Okay, and put it on OK. I think it's properly lighted up. And all things to do, last thing to do is increase a bit of dirt on these parts here, I think. So I selected, maybe we can try with scratched brushes. Okay, create a new layer, select my brush. Okay, select this color here, make it more darker, and maybe we can try to add a little bit of noise to this. So I'm going to set it up high opacity and reduce my flow to 0 because I don't want it. And my smoothings also 0. Maybe we can try to increase a bit of opacity to see the result. Doesn't happen. Why? I don't have anything in my scene. And try with another paintbrush, but doesn't change. So why it doesn't work, I don't know. So nothing happens. I don't know why. So repeat process, brush, like this one. Nothing happens. Okay, now it's turned on, so I can add a little bit of variation on it by simply painting a bit on it. Okay, this value is too heavy, so I can simply scale it down to 8%. Okay, 8, maybe 10% work well. Yes, I think it's good. Maybe we can try to add a bit of variation to it to create a little bit of contrast on my piece of wood here. Add some nicer realism to my image, so I paint it over with my brush in a very quickest way. I think can be obtain nicer results for what we could do. So for this I want to decrease this maybe to 35, And as you can see, I have created a little bit of variation without a too aggressive post-production. So I do the same here. I simply paint it over again. You don't have to be very precise as you go on. We can try to add a different color to increase a bit of variation to these parts. I think it's good. Maybe we can try to add a little bit of washing to another wide area here, like here. I think it's good. And I think we must do the same here. So increase this size to 24 by double it. Yeah, I think it's good. And do the same here with some little bit of do the same here and here. As you can see, it's not a big amount of differences, but it gives me a little bit of randomness on these parts that are too flat for me. I will do the same by selecting another brush, maybe like this, increase the spacing, and I want to paint it over on a new layer. I don't really like this thing, so I'm going to turn here, change my brush direction like this. Now maybe we can try kind of this. Maybe we can try to increase shape dynamics to create a little bit of size jittering. It's too low, so let's do the same things. Maybe we can try with jitter of 100%, and let's start painting like this. Do the same here. See what happens here. Oh, it's too heavy. This effect here, I don't want it, so I'll return back. Takes this out with my brush. I think we want a very light, maybe 50%. Return to my brush settings. Maybe we can change this to another more quick brush like this one. Okay, as you can see, I now create a little bit of variation with this angle here. Okay, remove the parts that are undesirable. Okay, the same on this edge and this one, maybe here. It's only to create a little bit of variation on my concrete stage because it's too perfect for me and I don't want this. Create some vertical strips, horizontal strip too. Okay, now I select my eraser tool. Select a good brush and remove. This doesn't work as I want, so I'll return back because this is early effect. size. It's not my eraser, it's my smudge tool, so I the wrong tool. This, I'm gonna select this and start deleting the undesirable parts. So as you can see, in a very quickest way, I create a little bit of variation on my houses, and I think for me can be good because I want to show a newest project, but in a not very simple sorry, not in a very simple way. Last thing to do, I think, is create a vine acting effect by creating a new layer, add a solid color to it, select my razor with this fancy effect to create a little bit of variation on it, and maybe we can try to reduce the size of it by the opacity of it by 50%, and maybe we can try to blur out a bit. So fill, blur, Gaussian blur. Okay, and maybe we can try to remove this ugly effect here with a razor. Make simplest one. Make it a little bit smaller and remove the vine acting effect from my sky because I don't want it, but I created this kind of corner effect on the lowest side of my picture that I really like it. So for this tutorial is all. I hope you enjoy, and this quickest way to create a simple and quick outdoor scene, and see you at the next tutorial. Bye.